Okay guys, so we again start on the silver chart. What we can see from yesterday was kind of a consolidating day. We didn't push either to the downside, either to the upside. So at the moment on the daily time frame, we are again looking only for bearish bias. The only thing that we're gonna look for is for shorts until that low over here, the extreme of that fair value gap is taken out, or if we invert these zones over here, those two fair value gaps, then we can look for bullish bias. But at the moment, we are going to look only for bearishness. Let's know that today we can even push to the upside, testing that fair value gap and rejecting and staying in that little zone over here. And we can see the bearish momentum from next week, but at the moment we are still gonna look only for bearish price action. The 4-hour time frame, what we can see over here, we've made that push to the upside yesterday into the daily fair value gap and then rejected from it very hard, inverting all those lows and sweeping that swing low point over here. The next 4-hour candle right now, we have a very solid push to the upside. We are testing that order book here on the 4-hour time frame, and I am expecting a rejection from here. If we invert it, then we might not have any trades for today, but at the moment I am waiting to see a respect of that order book here on the 4-hour time frame. The, the hourly chart, we've got a very nice push to the downside during Asia session. Here with the first candle of London, we made a very solid push to the upside, taking out the Asian session highs, making a S&T with gold over here. So at the moment we're gonna use silver just as manipulation pair, but we have to be ready to see the market even pushing higher after that big push on the hourly time frame. We can eventually see the market pushing to the upside, but that is not something that I will be interested in. I'm going to look only for shorts for today. If the market keeps on pushing to the upside, I'm just gonna not take any trades for the day. Gold, the daily time frame here, same exact structure as on silver. We have a very solid push to the downside. Yesterday was kind of a consolidation. We didn't get a push either to the upside or to the downside. The 4-hour over here kind of looks a little bit not that perfect. And the 4-hour time frame here, we've got a market structure shift here on the daily time frame, on the 4-hour time frame to the upside, with that small fair value gap over here which was created, which got instantly inverted by the price. So at the moment we've inverted that fair value gap, and it will be very good if that 4-hour candle comes back down and close below it if you want to keep pushing to the downside. If the 4-hour time frame over here keeps on pushing to the upside and we take out the Asian session highs which I've marked over here, then we won't take any trades for today probably, because we won't have good structure for it. At the moment we have S&T. Until we keep the S&T, I'm going to look for shorts and a position to the downside, but if we take them out, then I'm going to be out of those markets for today. I won't take any trades. Yes, that's it. I've marked that swing low over here, waiting for a big push to the downside with volume, with a fair value gap here, a retest of the gap, and then push to the downside, taking Asia session lows, and then those lows over here, and then the final target over here on the daily time frame. If we have a push to the upside and we destroy the S&T over here, then we don't have a trade for the day. Every on the daily time frame, it have the same consolidating candle over here. We've tested the fair value gap on the daily time frame. We are still looking only for bearish price action. Still that level over here is our target, as well as the low from Wednesday. The 4-hour time frame, we are just in a consolidating zone over here, and we don't have very clear structure what the market wants to do at the moment, so we'll keep the bias from the daily time frame, which is bearish at the moment, and the 1-hour time frame. What we can see over here, We've swept the Asian session as well as those highs over here, which are swept on pound as well, so we don't have an S&T. So what I'm going to look for, maybe a consolidating London session, sweep of the highs, and then a move to the downside if we have that chance to do so with some S&Ts above the highs over here made with the pound. What we can see on pound, same exact structure. We've tested that order book on the daily time frame. We started a rejection and then we closed in a range. The 4-hour time frame, same exact thing as on the euro. We have a consolidating market over here. Don't have a very clear structure what it wants to do. We set that those highs over here, and then we are just consolidating in that order book here on the 4-hour time frame, and that's move fair value gap over here. So at the moment, exact same thing as on the euro, waiting for consolidating or expanding market to the downside on London session, manipulation above the highs, and then push to the downside, taking out those targets over here. That will be the idea for today. If we don't have an S&T above one new highs with the New York Open, then we don't have a trade over here on euro and pound. Gold and silver, we already have an S&T over here waiting for the 15-minute chart to show what it wants to do. If we have a solid push to the downside, making a market structure shift with some fair value gaps in here, which are tested later in the day, then we have an entry over here and push the downside. If we take the highs, then we don't have a trade over here. That will be it for today, guys.